Now, there's been a lot of hype around DeepSeek, and in this video, we're going to explore that hype. The first thing we'll do in this video is to really look into how much hype there is. Then we're going to look into why there is so much hype. And then finally, we're actually going to dive in and use the reasoning models for free to show you how it actually reasons like a human. So first, I want to show you how much hype there is. We're going to go to trends and we're just going to type in DeepSeek. Now, this shows us how much interest there has been on the web for a particular topic over time. This shows us the interest in the past day. It doesn't really tell us much if we're just looking at the past day. So let's look at the past 7 days. And you can see that the hype is real and the hype is significant. So a few days ago, not much was being said about DeepSeek, but with release of its R1 reasoning model and everyone catching on to it, there's been significant hype in the last day or two. You can see here because the interest over time has spiked from about the 26th, just yesterday, all the way up till today. Now we can look at the past 30 days just to show you how much more significant it is. You can see that this line is even steeper. So there's significant interest over time, there's significant hype in the last few days. Now let's just look at tech stocks. So we just searched up this term and you can see that there has been significant impact of this model in the tech industry. You can see that Nvidia stock dropped 17% just today. And this is because compared to other models that are being funded to build, DeepSeek was able to build its model and perform almost the same for a fraction of the cost. So jumping to number two, why all the hype? I just briefly described it, but let's look at some charts and graphs. So the hype is because DeepSeek's models are significantly cheaper but perform almost the same or even better than other models in the market. So here, let's look at the cost comparison. We can see that for DeepSeek Chat V3 model, for every million input tokens, you have a cost of 14 cents, but GPT-4o, its competing model, is $2.50. So DeepSeek is roughly 94% cheaper, and for output tokens, it's roughly 98% cheaper. And then the reasoning models, DeepSeek Reasoner R1 goes against the O1 model from OpenAI, and you can see that it's roughly 96% cheaper for both the input tokens and the output tokens. It's also getting a lot of hype because the ChatGPT Plus subscription that actually gives you access to reasoning models and advanced capabilities, as well as the Pro model, the Pro subscription that gives you access to even more capacity for the reasoning models, cost $20 and $200 per month, respectively. But guess what? The DeepSeek model only costs $0 per month. So it really offers you a lot of what ChatGPT offers you, but it's free. I don't know if they'll increase the price in the future, but we'll see. And on the right, we have the performance comparison. So down here, these are AI benchmarks. These are benchmarks that are used to assess different models. Of course, people may take these results with a grain of salt, but I pulled this from DeepSeek, and you can see here that the DeepSeek model outperforms the O1 model in some areas, while the O1 model has a slight edge in other areas. So the main hype is that this model performs comparatively with other top models in the market, but it's significantly cheaper for input and output tokens as well as for users who want to have chatbot subscriptions. Now, the next thing we're going to look into is actually how this model operates. So to get started with DeepSeek, you just have to go to chat.deepseek.com. And to use the reasoning model, you actually have to come here and select DeepThink R1. And one cool thing about DeepSeek, which ChatGPT doesn't have, is that you can do a web search while you're using the reasoning model. Today with ChatGPT, if you wanted to do a web search, you had to use the ChatGPT 4.0 model, which is not a reasoning model. So I'm going to turn that off, but I want to ask it this question. Solve this problem step by step. I actually don't need this step by step because that's what it's going to do. It's a reasoning model. A train leaves city A at 8 a.m. traveling at 60 miles per hour. Another train leaves city B at 9 a.m. traveling at 80 miles per hour towards city A, which is 300 miles away. When will they meet? Now you can pause this video and try to solve this by yourself, but when you figured it out, or if you couldn't figure it out, come back and let's see how DeepSeek breaks this down. Before I click this button, I want you to pay attention when it's reasoning, how it actually reasons like a human being. The way it speaks, the way it writes, it really sounds like a human being. It's rather realistic. All right, let's ask the question. Okay, so it started reasoning, and you can read along or you can pause and see the reasoning along the way. Notice how much it sounds like a human. It starts with, okay, let's see. There's a problem here about two trains leaving different cities and heading towards each other. It says, I need to figure out when they'll meet. Let me start by understanding the problem step by step. Okay? Let me try to break this down. It says it tries an approach. Maybe I can calculate how far train A travels in the first hour before train B starts. And it keeps going and going and going and going. Because this is a reasoning model, it's not going to give you an answer instantly. It's going to pause, it's going to think, and it's going to reason over the problem and try to come up with an approach to solve it. So it's still going, it's still going. Okay, this is cool. It says one thing about this model is that when it makes a mistake or when it needs to consider something, it actually stops and considers that thing. It says, wait, but let me check with exact fractions. But just to confirm, let's do another check. These are the simple things that human beings do, which are typically complex for AI systems, but this model is able to do it. Okay? So it's reasoned all through, and now we have a final answer. And it says that the trains will meet at 10:43 a.m. I haven't solved this. Did you solve it? If you did, put in the comments whether the AI model was correct. I'll also give it a try after the video. So that's it for this video. I'd encourage you to go and play around with the DeepSeek R1 model, throw at it tough problems, and see what it gets you. If you have any interesting use cases or interesting problems you've thrown at it or interesting things you've seen as it reasons, please do reach out, leave a comment, and let's share ideas. All right, that's it for this video. Stay tuned for the next one. But until then, peace.